So today, this class is meant for the beginners actually who have joined my classes in the past week, 10 days, week, 2 weeks. I have not taken this essay handling class for the past 2 weeks at least. So today I'm going to, teach you all the types of essays that are seen and how to handle some of them. The class will be continued tomorrow and we'll try to complete all the types tomorrow. There is no hurry. You should all grasp nicely what I want to teach you, and you should have confidence in your mind that you know now how to handle if this type of essay is seen or if that type of essay is seen. Okay. So here, this is the task 2 writing. This is the same for both academic and general students. All right. Just 1 second. I would like the are any of my faculty also here and any trainers here? Because I would like to impart this to them also, but I can share it with them later on anyways. See, this is for both academic and general, and the type of essays seen are opinion, discuss, and problem solution. There's a small fourth category which I call the direct question. So here I've clubbed the direct question with the problem solution. Okay, just give me 1 second. Sorry for that interruption. Okay. So here, opinion essay, first main broad 3 categories. How to recognize the 3 types of essays? First, you must know that. Then you must know how to handle each type of essay. And handling of opinion essays is more or less the same, although there are 3 ways in which an opinion can be asked, but the handling is more or less the same, very slight difference, which I will teach you, and then you will have no problem. Main thing is how to recognize that this is an opinion essay, this is a discuss essay, and this is a problem solution or a direct question essay, which is also very, very easy, not at all difficult. Okay.
But
So,
this will be uploaded on YouTube.
yes, anything. Okay, opinion essay can be further asked in 3 ways. Okay. The first way an opinion can be asked. What is the meaning of opinion? It means your viewpoint. Okay. So that they can ask by asking you whether you agree or disagree. And sometimes it is written to what extent do you agree or disagree. Believe me, there is no difference in handling of these two. Actually, do you agree or disagree, and to what extent do you agree or disagree mean absolutely the same. It is just a way of asking. Okay. And then we have the is it a positive or a negative development? The statement is given, and below that it will be written that something happens, and is this a positive or a negative development? And the third way an opinion can be asked is a statement is given, and below the statement it is written, are the advantages more than the disadvantages, or do you think its advantages are outweigh the disadvantages? So as far as this flow chart is concerned, does anyone have any doubts?
No, ma'am.
All right. So next we'll move on to the very first type of essay here.
Wait a
Yes.
ma'am. Wait a second. When we have a positive or negative development essay, we will
Yes.
talk about the both development or just single one.
That I'll come when I'll come to that type of essay. Okay.
Okay.
But have you just understood that these are the types of essays? I'm coming to each one. I'll tell you how to handle each one, whether to go both sided or one sided. That will all be taught to you very, very nicely and clearly. Okay. So here it is, the 1, 2, and 3 broad types. This fourth small category I've clubbed with the problem solution because the handling is just the same. Then we have this opinion essay, which can be further asked in 3 ways. Agree, disagree, or to what extent do you agree or disagree? Is it a positive or a negative development, or are the advantages more than the disadvantages, or do the advantages outweigh the advantages? Something like that. Okay. Yes.
What is the difference between positive, agree, disagree, and positive and negative?
In agree and disagree essay, supposing I am saying that, the chocolate is good for health. Somebody is saying something, and then you have to give your viewpoint and say whether you are having the same opinion as that person, or you have a different opinion. Is it do you agree or disagree? Now, is it a positive or a negative development? In this type of essay, in the statement, there will be something that has happened or is happening. Okay, and not somebody something is somebody is saying. You get my point? कोई चीज हो रही है या हो चुकी है, अब आपसे सिर्फ इतना पूछा जा रहा है, you are just being asked whether what has happened or is happening is good or bad. Okay. And in this third, are the advantages more than the disadvantages? Here also the statement given is something that has happened, that has taken place, and now you are just being asked whether the advantages of that are more than the disadvantages. Got it? Got the difference between these? Agree, disagree, somebody saying something. And you have to say whether you have the same view or a different view.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. So now we'll come to see, this is a very scientific diagram here, flowchart here, and it says it all in a nutshell. You know, these are the types of essays. So basically opinion, discuss and problem solution, and of course direct question, which is a fourth category, but its handling is just the same. So I've clubbed it with the problem solution. And then the opinion further of three types, sorry, agree, disagree, positive, negative development, advantages more than the disadvantages. So is this clear?
Ma'am, positive, I have one more question. In positive and negative development, can we give advantage and disadvantage?
It is the same. It means the same. Okay.
So
But-
we can write it
But
there.
they are, but what is positive? If something is positive, means it has advantages.
Yes, ma'am.
And if something is negative, that means it has disadvantages.
Yes, ma'am.
So that is it.
मैम इसमें हमको पॉजिटिव डेवलपमेंट के बारे में अगर लिखना है तो पूरा ऐसे पॉजिटिव डेवलपमेंट पे लिख सकते हैं कि फिर
हाँ,
हमको थोड़ा
बिल्कुल लिख
नेगेटिव भी
सकते हो।
बताना
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल लिख सकते हो। अगर आप इंट्रो में लिखोगे इट्स ए पॉजिटिव डेवलपमेंट, फिर एसे की बॉडी में नेगेटिव का कोई पॉइंट नहीं डालना है। You don't have to write, but I'm coming to all that. I'm just asking you whether you've understood these types.
Yes.
All right.
यस मैम
Now we come to the agree, disagree. Agree, disagree essay, which is the first type of essay here. Okay. So basically अगर आप इन essays की types देखो, तो ये है 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and ये छोटी सी 6 है, चुटकी सी. I've clubbed it with problem solution. So these are how many essays? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now agree, disagree. The first type of essay, agree, disagree, or to what extent do you agree or disagree? Okay. All right. Preeti, what is the difference in agree, disagree, and to what extent do you agree and disagree?
Ma'am, if someone is saying something, then I will give my opinion whether I am agree, like I am satisfied.
Oh, what is the difference in agree? Do you agree or disagree, and to what extent do you agree or disagree?
Agree means मैम उसके साथ उसकी बातों को सहमति देना, और disagree means उसकी बातों को काटना.
You have not been listening to what I've said. Anybody else?
It's mean the same.
Yes, that is what I wanted to hear, Preeti. It has no difference. Okay,
Sorry, ma'am.
there's no difference in agree. You are listening half-heartedly. Okay, you have something else on your mind while you are attending my class, and that won't help. Okay, so this is agree, disagree, and to what extent do you agree, disagree? It means the same. There is no difference, believe me. That is what I said earlier also. I just wanted to see how alert you are here. Okay, now there is no difference in do you agree or disagree, or to what extent do you agree or disagree. It is just a way of asking. It is just a way of asking. Okay, don't start writing the extent in this type and no extent in this type. It is the same. You can give extent here also and here also. Okay. Now,
Okay.
how do you handle an agree, disagree essay? Now be attentive, all the students. How do you handle an agree, disagree essay? You can handle it by agreeing or disagreeing strongly. This is the first approach. You can agree or disagree strongly and make it a one-sided essay. Or you can agree or disagree with a concession. You can agree or disagree strongly, or you can agree or disagree with a concession. Okay.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, that meaning of that word concession, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm going to
Concession.
tell you. What is concession? Concession means, okay, now what you cannot do and should not do. Okay, let's see. What you cannot do and should not do. What is the difference in can and should?
The can means it is a possibility, ma'am. Should means compulsory.
मैम आप क्या कर सकते हो और क्या हेलो
Yes, yes.
मैम आप क्या कर सकते हो और आपको क्या नहीं करना चाहिए
हाँ, क्या करना, क्या आप कर सकते हो और क्या करना या
नहीं
नहीं करना चाहिए, ठीक है, क्या कर या नहीं कर सकते हो और क्या करना या नहीं करना चाहिए. So should is that, okay? ये करना चाहिए, वो करना चाहिए. Can is कर सकते हो, नहीं कर सकते हो, right?
If you don't have enough points to discuss the essay, then it's means you cannot do, and shouldn't do. It's mean you cannot elaborate it positively or effectively.
All right, Rabia, ये जो
Yes.
अभी आपने 2-3 बार एक बात बोली है, it's mean. Now let me tell you in the speaking, it's mean.
Yes.
It will take you down to 5.5. Its mean is very
Okay,
wrong
ma'am.
English. What does it mean?
Okay.
What is the correct
it
thing you
mean?
should have said here?
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
What is the correct thing you should have said here? Correct karo. Anybody else?
It is.
It means
It
means.
means. Its mean is wrong English. Okay? Its depend is wrong English. Its mean is
Okay.
wrong English. It means. Okay? It means.
Okay.
Rabia, speaking ki bhi class hogi aapki. Okay?
Okay.
Chalo.
Okay.
All right. See, I always kill so many birds with one stone. Okay, what you cannot do and should not do. You cannot agree and disagree. Okay, you cannot agree and disagree with the same thing. Okay,
Means, ma'am, not agree and not disagree with the same.
no, you cannot say I agree and I disagree. You cannot make one paragraph of agree and one of disagree. Clear? Is that clear? You cannot agree and you cannot disagree with the same thing. Supposing somebody says, Kiran madam teaches well. Do you agree or disagree? Can you say I agree and I disagree and make one para on agree and one on disagree? Can you do that?
Go
Will it
to
be
the
logical?
website.
No, I'm just giving one example. I mean, it's just to simple, easy example, just to make it clear to you. You cannot put one paragraph of agree and one of disagree because you cannot agree and disagree with the same thing.
Okay,
Okay.
ma'am, got it.
Okay, got it? Now, what is
Yes, ma'am.
what is concession here? बड़े बच्चे मेरे से पूछते हैं, many students ask me, madam, one para of agree and one of disagree लिखा है, लिखाओ अगर 5.5-6 band चाहिए and you are happy with them. उससे ज्यादा नहीं आने वाले. Okay?
Disagree में हमें reason भी देना होगा कि why I'm disagree with this point.
I am disagree again, wrong English. Why I disagree and why I agree. Am नहीं आता बीच में.
Oh, sorry.
Okay? चलो, anyways. Whatever you do, Preeti, whatever you do, whether you agree, whether you disagree, अपने points देने हैं. मैं जो बता रही हूँ वो बात ये कह रही हूँ कि आप एक ही चीज से agree और disagree नहीं कर सकते. जैसे कई बच्चे मेरे से
At the
पूछते हैं,
same
मैम
time.
मैंने एक पैरा एग्री का बना दिया एग्जाम में, एक डिसएग्री का बना दिया. मैम बैंड पता नहीं वो एग्जामिनर ने मुझे 5.5 ही दिए हैं. पता नहीं मैम, एग्जामिनर का दिमाग खराब है. मैंने तो बहुत अच्छे 2 पैरे बनाए थे, एक एग्री का, एक डिसएग्री. और मैंने बहुत क्लियरली इंट्रो में लिखा था, आई पार्शली एग्री विद दिस. मैं एग्री भी करता हूँ और डिसएग्री भी करता हूँ. ओके, पर एग्जामिनर मैम बड़े खराब है, 5.5 देते हैं बस, राइटिंग में देते ही नहीं ज्यादा. ठीक है, तो ये आप समझ लो अच्छे से. आई एम नॉट गोइंग फास्ट इन दिस क्लास. I'm trying to, whatever I teach, that much should be assimilated clearly without any queries in your mind remaining. Ask me questions if you have. You
Okay,
cannot agree and disagree. I'm trying to tell you what is the meaning of concession. You know, to concede. It means, supposing there says, so-and-so teacher teaches well. Do you agree or disagree? You can say, while there are a few shortcomings in that teacher, on the whole, she teaches very well. So what have you done? You have agreed with some concession that there are
Concession.
certain points where the teacher can improve. But on the whole, I agree, she's a good teacher. That is agreeing with a concession. Is that clear, Balaji? You asked me, what is concession?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, clear, clear.
Clear. Is it
It is
clear?
partial, ma'am. Partial.
No,
Some.
don't say partial. Don't use
Okay,
that
okay.
word. It is the
Okay.
wrong word to use. You will not get a good band score if you use that word.
Okay.
Okay. So what
And
you,
ma'am,
you have
ma'am,
to, you have to
if-
either agree strongly or disagree strongly. If you agree strongly, there are no points of the other side. If you disagree strongly, there are no points of the other side. But
Okay.
if you give a concession,
Hmm.
if you give a concession, you can say there are a couple of areas in which Kiran madam can improve her teaching. On the whole, she's a very good teacher. So Kiran ma'am is a good teacher. Do you agree or disagree?
Hmm.
You have agreed she's a good teacher, but the concession is there are a couple of points where she can improve yet.
Yes.
That's concession. You are
Yes,
not saying
understood.
she's a bad teacher,
Yes.
right?
There's
Yes,
one
ma'am.
thing.
So don't use the
Uh,
word partially agree. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Don't use, if you use the word partially agree, your thesis statement would come out that on Mondays and Tuesdays she's a good teacher, on Thursdays and Fridays she's a bad teacher. So I partially agree. Or you can say for essays she's a good teacher, for graphs she's a very bad teacher. That okay?
Yes. Okay.
Or you can say in when she teaches in Jalandhar Center she teaches well, but in Fagwara Center she teaches very badly. So I partially agree.
Ma'am,
What
in this
is
type
wrong?
of the essay, in one paragraph, we show our agreement or disagreement, and in the second paragraph, if we are going with the concession, we will write down the paragraph of our concession,
Yes,
or just
exactly, Rabia. You will write the paragraph of concession. And generally, what you should do is you should write the paragraph of concession first. Okay.
Okay.
And you can begin
Okay.
that paragraph with admittedly. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Admittedly, there are certain areas where Kiran madam can improve. Okay. Then you can say she can be a bit more patient with the students. She sometimes scolds a lot and the students are not very open to her. One or two negatives you will have to put them. That is a concession you are giving. You get my
Okay,
point?
ma'am.
Or you can also
Yeah.
say for my South Indian students here, they'll be very happy to hear this negative point. She uses a lot of Hindi in her classes, which we can't understand, and then we feel bored.
Mhm.
Okay, there'll be
Okay,
two negative
okay.
points. And then in 2 paragraphs, you can give 3 or 4 positive points.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, that would be it. And when you start the paragraph of your agreement, you can say, however. First, you'll start with admittedly, and then you can start the second para as however. That would be giving a concession. Now here I'm going to
Okay.
tell you something very important, on the contrary. On the contrary, many students use this word on the contrary in the essays or even in the graphs. You know what is the meaning of on the contrary?
Opposite.
No. That you should
Contradictory.
that I'll tell you. Now, on the contrary का मतलब है जो ऊपर वाले पैरे में लिखा है वो सारा गलत है. अब मैं सही बात लिखने लगी हूँ.
Okay.
Okay? You get my point?
Okay, ma'am.
On the contrary,
Yes.
कभी मत use करना essays में. नहीं
It mean we are-
सही बैठता.
Yeah.
It should be on the other hand or however. Got it?
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
So on the contrary is a very, very wrong, connector for the essays. And because at 90% places it is used wrongly by my students. So my shortcut tip to you is forget on the contrary as a connector.
Whether we can use the word on the other hand.
On the other hand, where you have to give the opposite side. However, where you have to use the opposite side. So easy, so simple. You have 2 ways to tell, right? Why do you
Okay,
need
ma'am.
the third on the contrary, which can go wrong?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So, Dos, thank you for saying what you have said in the chat. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Ask questions because
मैम
that's
ये वाइट
us
मैम
interesting.
ये जो कंसेशन वाला है एक बार हिंदी में एक बार बता दीजिए.
All right. हिंदी में concession का मतलब है. Okay, मैं एक
Right,
और
right.
example.
Means,
I'll give one more example. Whatever for my students who don't understand Hindi, whatever I'm going to say in Hindi, I'll be repeating that very thing in English. right next to it. Okay, so don't worry, you will be missing nothing in the Hindi that I've used. Okay, so in Hindi, so if I have to say, I'll take an example. If you know, I've got 3 pets, Naughty, Nora, and Mithu. Okay, I sometimes show them to my students also. So I have these 3 Shih Tzus with me. Okay, and Naughty, Nora, and Mithu. And Nora and Mithu are darling angels, but Naughty is very bad. Naughty has not left any inch of my leg where he has not bitten me, because whenever he gets angry, he bites. He doesn't care whether it's his mommy or daddy or whosoever. He is angry, he will bite. So he's a very bad dog. So supposing I say Naughty is a very bad dog, do you agree or disagree? Okay. Now, if you want to totally agree, you will say, I strongly agree that Naughty is a bad dog, and write all negatives of Naughty. If you say, while Naughty has 1 or 2 good qualities, on the whole, he is a very bad dog, then you are giving what? You are agreeing with the concession. Now you will write 1 or 2 good qualities in the first para by starting with admittedly. Okay. And then the second para you say, however, Naughty is very bad in many ways. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
This is concession. अब हिंदी में बोल रही हूँ Zahida, for your Naughty बहुत खराब dog है. क्या आप सहमत हो या असहमत हो? This is the question. मैं लिखना चाहती हूँ concession. मैं कहूँगी Naughty में 1-2 अच्छी qualities है, पर on the whole वो बहुत ही खराब dog. ठीक है, तो मैंने क्या करा, कंसेशन दे दिया, और मैंने 1-2 अच्छी क्वालिटीज बोली है, फिर मैं एक पैरे में उसकी 1-2 अच्छी क्वालिटीज जो है वो बना दूंगी. ठीक है,
ये इंट्रोडक्शन में आ सकता है, दे सकते हैं क्या, या फिर पहले पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव देने के बाद कंसेशन देंगे?
अरे नहीं, कंसेशन इंट्रोडक्शन की बात कर रही हूँ बेटे, अभी मैं इंट्रोडक्शन की बात कर रही हूँ. ओके, इंट्रोडक्शन कैसे लिखते हैं किसी भी एस्से की? 2 सेंटेंस की इंट्रो. वी हैव दोस, मैंने ऐप पे भी डाले हुए, यूट्यूब पे भी पब्लिक पड़े हैं मेरे कुछ वीडियोस, जिनमें how to write an essay in 15 sentences, how to write agree disagree essay in 15 sentences, how to write a positive negative development essay in 15 sentences. Please go through the essays. We have very clearly taught, make a 2-sentence intro. Believe me, many students have got a 7.5 and even more in writing by those 2-sentence methods. Because the third sentence which students make, no, that beginning sentence, that beautiful sentence, that is an adornment to the introduction. They'll spend 5 minutes thinking about that sentence, then they'll make that sentence, which will have 4 small mistakes, and the essay will begin on a bad note. I advise against writing any such sentence. Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, you gave us 2 options of handling this type of the essay.
Yes.
What do you think that most easiest way to handle?
Rabia, both ways are very easy. Believe me, both ways are very easy. You just have to chalk out what goes in your mind regarding the ideas of that. Okay, essay.
Okay, ma'am.
If you have ideas, strong ideas for making a one-sided essays, you can make a one-sided essay, which is very good. But sometimes the students don't have very solid ideas for one-sided essay, and just to make a one-sided essay, because they are afraid of making a while statement and making a 2-sided essay, they repeat the same points in the 2-3 paragraphs they make, and that goes negative. You get it?
So, ma'am, in one-sided essay, how many points should we discuss?
You should have at least 2 solid points with which you can make 2 paragraphs with good examples, or at least I would say 3 points you should have.
Should we add some examples?
Yes, examples are a must. At least 1 or even sometimes 2 examples in the whole essay.
Okay, in each type?
Yes, you can make in each paragraph. In 2 paragraphs, you can put examples. In one can go without an example. Or just one example also in the essay could be good. But I must tell you one thing, when Indrup took the test, he got a 7.5 in writing, and he hadn't put a single example. Okay. So it doesn't matter basically if your essay, if you're supporting your point well and you're elaborating it well, example is not that important, which everyone says example hona chahiye. And sometimes example, you don't have to put the example. That would be very wrong, that the study at the Harvard found that, or so and so newspaper wrote that. That is so cliched now. You know what's a
Oh.
cliche?
Yes, ma'am.
Cliche is घिसा पिटा. Don't use any cliches in your essays. Don't use any idioms. Every rose is accompanied by thorns. Every coin has two sides. Don't use them. They go negative nowadays. Okay? Don't use
Okay,
them.
we shouldn't.
Okay? You shouldn't use them. All right.
Okay, ma'am.
So first we are going to do types of agree, disagree. Yes. So
मैम आप क्वालिटी बता रहे थे कि क्वालिटी लिखनी है उसके बाद.
क्वालिटी, हाँ जहेदा, तो
हाँ, हाँ.
एक ऐसे में उसकी पॉजिटिव क्वालिटी लिख दूं जो एक दो है, फिर हाउएवर डाल के उसकी नेगेटिव दो पैरा में आ जाएंगी, तो मेरा कंसेशन हो गया. समझ आ गया बच्चे से?
ओके.
ठीक है.
ओके मैम. हाँ.
अच्छा, आप टाइप्स ऑफ एग्री डिसएग्री एसेज में फर्दर वी हैव डन इट. यू नो 3-4 टाइप्स के एग्री डिसएग्री एसे आते हैं. एक तो सिंपल, जैसा मैंने आपको बताया, दीज आर द एग्जांपल्स आई हैव टेकन फ्रॉम द क्राइम एसेज. यंग पीपल हु कमिट सीरियस क्राइम्स should be punished in the same way as adults. Do you agree or disagree? तो जो young people है, जो serious crimes करें, बच्चे serious crime करें, तो उनको सेम पनिशमेंट दो जैसे बड़ों को देते हैं. एग्री करते हो कि डिसएग्री करते हो? अब इस ऐसे
we
में
should-
आप लॉजिकली सोचो, नहीं लॉजिकली सोचो,
हम्म,
आप कुछ ऐसा डालना चाहोगे कि छोटे बच्चों को भी बड़ों जैसी पनिशमेंट दी जाए? कोई कंसेशन देना चाहोगे कि नहीं?
No,
नो.
no.
तो आप इससे
No.
स्ट्रांगली डिसएग्री करो और एक साइड का ऐसे बनाओ. आप सोचो ना, मतलब इफ यू आस्क मी कि क्या बेटर रहेगा, बेटर की बात नहीं है, लॉजिकली सोच के बनाओ ना ऐसे को. आप इस ऐसे में आप कंसेशन डाल दो जस्ट फॉर पुटिंग ए कंसेशन से, हाँ जहाँ कुछ एडवांटेज होंगे छोटे बच्चों को बड़े जैसी सजा देने में, ज्यादा तो डिसएडवांटेजेस, आई डिसएग्री. तो आप बताओ उसमें कंसेशन में आप क्या डालोगे? क्यों एक बच्चे को बड़ों जैसी सजा देनी है? आप डाल सकते हो कोई पॉइंट?
No, ma'am.
No. So it should go one-sided. Logically सोचना आपने.
Okay.
Think nicely, properly, logically, and then make it a one-sided or two-sided essay. Don't just make it a two-sided essay for the heck of making a two-sided essay. That आपके मन में चल रहा है कि अगर मैं concession दूंगी तो better band score आएगा. That is not the case. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
One of my students got an essay, and that student is definitely 7 band plus student. Okay, I'm telling you, she got a 6.5 just because what she did was that essay would have been made much more beautifully had she gone one-sided. Okay, I'll tell you what the essay was. The essay was the international community must act urgently to address the problem of environment. अब international community must act urgently to address the problem of environment. उसमें क्या concession दोगे? International community अभी आराम से 6-8 महीने बैठ ले, फिर दे. environment का क्या कि आप agree करोगे strongly क्योंकि environment का बहुत damage हो रहा है, उसको urgently act करना चाहिए. What will you do? Will you give a concession?
नहीं मैम.
हाँ, और दूसरा, अगर आप कंसेशन दोगे कि इंटरनेशनल कम्युनिटी तो कुछ कर सकती है पर नेशनल और इंडिविजुअल लेवल पे भी करना चाहिए, तो ये कंसेशन बनता है उस हिस्से का? आप बताओ.
नहीं.
उस हिस्से में ये चीज मांगी हुई है कि इंटरनेशनल के अलावा लोकल कंट्रीज, इंडिविजुअल कंट्रीज और लोग कुछ नहीं कर सकते, ऐसा हिस्से है?
They didn't ask.
इंडिविजुअल या पीपल
नहीं मैम.
नहीं है. तो उस हिस्से में क्या लॉजिकल है? व्हाट इज लॉजिकल? हाउ टू हैंडल दैट? गोइंग वन साइडेड.
One side.
All right. अब इस ऐसे में भी ये जो young people who commit serious crime should be punished in the same way as adults. Do you agree or disagree? Here you can make one sentence of paraphrasing and then say, I strongly agree with this statement. I strongly disagree with this statement. Okay? Disagree करोगे ना strongly. Should not be. आप चाहते हो ना उनको same punishment नहीं मिले, उनको बच्चों वाले अलग तरीके से punishment मिले. So here I disagree strongly. So here young people, you can say juvenile, it is believed by some that juvenile delinquents, ये है young people who commit serious crime. कौन होते हैं?
July.
नहीं.
मैं आपको ये
Below 18.
हाँ, it is believed. देखो, agree disagree ऐसे में हमेशा कोई कुछ कह रहा है. Okay, तो उसकी starting ये आप कर सकते हो. It is believed by some that juvenile, juvenile delinquents, quents should be tried as adults. अब यहाँ पे tried का मतलब बताओ मुझे. अब मेरी sentence बिल्कुल
Tried for
छोटा है.
tried.
Tried का क्या मतलब है? What is the meaning of tried here?
Tried would be better, I think.
What? What would be better?
Tried.
हैं?
Tried.
Trialed.
Uh,
हाँ,
yes.
trialed बोल रहे हो आप?
Yes.
Okay. Let us see.
TRIAL.
Trialed कोई word नहीं है. Okay.
Single trial.
Try word. अब try word का मैंने past tense use करा है, should be tried. Third form use कर दिया. Try का tried.
Yes.
Okay. Now look at the meanings of try. Trying to make an attempt. Neha, there's some disturbance. To make an attempt. To make an attempt or effort to do or get something. Okay. एक तो ये try होता है ना, try to do it, try your best, try your hardest. एक तो ये meaning है. दूसरा इसका try का मतलब है to do or test something in order to see if it is good to try something. Okay. तीसरा मतलब है to examine evidence in court and decide whether somebody is innocent or guilty. ये वाला try जो मैंने use करा है वहाँ पे. Okay. Got it? He was tried for murder. उसको try किया गया for murder. He was tried for murder. ये tried है. This is the tried I've used in this essay. Okay. The case was tried before a jury. मतलब it was heard before a jury. It was उसके arguments jury के सामने दिए गए. तो उनको same trial दी जाए छोटे बच्चों को. Trialed भी मेरे हिसाब से trial word आप सही कह रहे हो, पर trialed word नहीं है, तो tried ही आना है वहाँ पे. Okay.
Trial ही होगा.
हाँ है. Trial should be given the same trial as adults आ सकता है, but should be tried in the same way. Okay. That is if you have to
Okay,
use
ma'am.
it, that would be right. So I hope it is clear. Tried
ma'am.
is correct. Tried is correct. Okay. So it is believed by some that juvenile delinquents should be tried as adults. I disagree strongly with
this mindset.
with the given statement. Okay. Now, if you see, if I'll tell some, you can write in the following paragraphs. I'll give this will be very easy. In the following paragraphs, I will give arguments to support
My opinion.
support my opinion. Now this is a good enough, and this is an easy introduction. Believe me, if you write like this, do no mistake. This can go a 6.57. Okay, but better would be why you disagree strongly. You can say, I believe that trying young people as young criminals कर दो.
Ma'am,
As adults,
tried
as
word
adults
be-
would have many negative effects, or many would be very detrimental. Okay. You can write like this also. Okay.
effect on their life.
So you can write like this, or you can write that in the following paragraphs, I'll provide arguments to support my opinion. Okay. Following paragraphs. Now there are some students who will write impending. Impending means aane wale. Okay. Impending. Will you like to write that word impending?
This is easy.
है?
Following paragraph.
What? Impending.
Following paragraph easy है वो
See,
याद
impending is wrong. I have been correcting notebooks. Impending है unpleasant event that is going to happen. तो आप कहना चाहते हो जो खराब पैरे हैं पाने वाले, उनमें मैं अपने points दूंगी support करने के लिए. Is that what you want to say?
Ma'am, can we use the word upcoming paragraph?
Upcoming is correct. Okay. Upcoming, following is correct. Impending is seriously wrong. Don't use it.
Ma'am,
Okay. There are certain students who have been taught to use this word.
मैम
And-
अगर कुछ याद नहीं आता तो ऐसा लिख सकता है my viewpoints in describing further paragraph. Sorry.
अगर यही लिखना है आपने फर्दर कर, मैंने आपके सेंटेंस से आपको बेटर दे दिया, तो आप जब तैयारी कर रहे हो तो एक वो सेंटेंस याद नहीं कर सकते that I'll
नहीं
provide
करूँगी
answers to support my opinion in the upcoming paragraph. Further paragraphs अच्छा ही नहीं लग रहा लिखना.
ठीक है मैम फॉलोइंग पैराग्राफ ही लिख के आऊंगी.
तो वो थोड़ी तो तैयारी करनी है ना आपने.
हाँ मैम
हाँ, तो
पूरी करनी है मैम.
वहां जाके सोचना है ना कि ये लिखूं कि वो लिखूं. पहले ही तैयारी करके जाओ. Introduction should be a matter of 2 minutes. Okay, now
Can we use
what
the
you
word
have to do
respective
now,
paragraph?
these two sentences or three sentences here are 100% 7 or 7+ intro. Now you can spoil it. And first, how you can spoil it? You can spend more time thinking about it. That what beautiful line I can put here, that will impress the examiner. Okay. Now you will waste 3-4 minutes thinking about that beautiful line to impress the examiner. Then you will write that line here, and that line will be something related to crime. Okay, but you will have 2 or 3 small grammatical errors in that. Okay, now instead of going a 7 or 8, your introduction will fall to 5.5 or 6. So do you want to waste time and try writing that one sentence? Or are you happy just being quick about it and thinking about the ideas and making the good body paragraphs and writing your essay in 30 minutes instead of 40-45 minutes? What is a better approach?
This one.
Yes,
That you are teaching.
better approach is this, because then you will do proofreading. Okay, you will do your proofreading. You will, believe me, you will take out your own mistakes. Many students have told me, madam, I did 2-3 times proofreading. I took out 4 or 5, or even one student said 7 mistakes. Okay,
Yeah.
there's a girl. She's normally there in my speaking classes. Meagle, are you here, by the way? I'm going to give your example. Okay. She told me once she was out of the examination hall, madam, I finished both tasks in 40 minutes. I did so many times, I did proofreading. Madam, I took out 1,000 mistakes. Oh, and she really used to do so many mistakes. And she took out those herself. And believe me, she got a 7 that time. And earlier she was stuck at 5.5 in the. So proofreading is very important. Very, very important. All right.
Okay, ma'am.
Now tell me, whatever I have taught till now, is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes ma'am.
Now
Sure.
look at this essay. Look at this essay. Studies show
Okay.
that many criminals have a low level of education. Now, is this a fact or somebody saying? Studies show that many criminals have a low level of education.
Facts.
मैम
Facts.
फैक्ट है ये
Okay,
फैक्ट है.
fact है. For this reason, people believe that the best way, okay, ये यहाँ नहीं आना चाहिए था, ये यहाँ नहीं आना चाहिए था ऐसे, ये ऐसे दूसरे list में है. Just let me take it out from here. Let me put it here. Okay, sorry for that. So the second type of this essays, okay, another example is some people believe that if the police force carries guns, it can encourage a higher level of violence. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Now this essay says, if police has guns, उससे violence बढ़ती है. आप इससे सहमत है कि नहीं सहमत है? बताओ.
Yes.
Yes I strongly agree.
अगर
No,
police-
I'm not.
तो
To some
आप
extent.
ये कहना
Disagree.
चाहते हो, you want to say that police force should roam around in the streets without guns, and if criminals
will-
come with guns, then the police should
We
raise
will
their hands
go
and
with
say,
the
we
concession.
surrender, don't kill us. Okay, you are the kings. We are without arms.
We
Okay,
will go with the concession.
what concession will you give?
Ma'am, concession will
Strongly
not work
disagree.
because
While
They shouldn't use the guns with
I
at
think
every time.
this would be better if you write it one-sided and say police should have guns. You can strongly
yes, ma'am. Definitely, it should be
Because,
one-sided
see,
essay.
and the first reason you can give is because criminals have guns, so police should have guns. Because if
Obviously.
criminals have guns and police don't have guns, how will the police protect you and themselves?
Right, ma'am.
right? So that is one paragraph. In the other para, you say that where in whichever countries there is more violence, it is not because the police has guns, it is because the people are allowed to keep guns. You know, gun laws
Okay,
are
ma'am.
very lenient in those countries, like in Mexico
So
and
we will
America.
disagree.
So you can disagree strongly here also in this essay. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
right? But then there will be essays, and you will find them here in your book when you'll go through. And I just took the crime essays in front of me, and I took out a few essays of each type. Okay, and not a positive negative development. I could not find a single essay in the crime in which there is a positive or negative development, but I'll do that type also from the other something. Okay. Now the second type of agree disagree essay is agree disagree essay statement which have the word more than. Now look at these, more than
than.
or outweigh in them. So agree disagree essay statements which have the word more than or outweigh in them. Now look at these two examples here. This example here.
Comparison.
Prison is the common way in most countries to solve the problem of crime. However, a more effective solution is to provide people a better education. Do you agree or disagree? Okay. Now they are saying prison का डर होता है ना, जेल का, जेल चला जाएगा, ये मत करना. Okay. So prison is a common way to solve the problem of crime. ये तो fact है ना. अब
Yes.
कुछ लोग क्या कहते हैं, some people believe a more effective solution, उससे better solution है कि लोगों को better education दो. आप agree करो कि disagree करो. आप देखो इसमें आप concession वाली चीज ला सकते हो. While prison is a good way to solve crime, education is definitely better. So आपने दोनों चीजें बोली, while statement लाए हो, आप क्या कह रहे हो? आप ना agree कर रहे हो with a concession, and you have to write both in which the word more is there. You are agreeing strongly in a way. Concession की भी बात नहीं है. ऐसे ही कह रहा है कि prison अच्छा तरीका है पर education better है. Now अगर इसके साथ आपने strongly agree करना है तो क्या बात होगी? आप यही बोलोगे ना, prison is a good way, education is better. That is what, right? Statement says prison अच्छा तरीका है.
यार एक ਤਾਂ ਇਹਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਡਰਾਉਣਾ ਮੂੰਹ ਉੱਪਰੋਂ ਦੀ ਹੋਰ ਡਰਾਉਣ ਨੂੰ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ.
Okay, what was that? I couldn't understand. Okay. Prison is a common way in most countries to solve the problem of crime. The question says prison is a common way, like it is a good way, it solves crime. But more effective is what? Better education. Now, I strongly agree with this given statement. You can write. And then you can give a while statement here. That is a statement of concession. Basically, while statement is given not just for concession. Whenever you have to go two-sided, you write a while statement. Whenever you have to want to go two-sided, you write the while statement. Okay. And there are certain types of essays in which you have to write the while statement. So you have to learn writing the while statement or the although statement. And it's a very easy statement. Okay. Now just frame the introduction of this essay. The first statement is a fact, right?
Yes.
So when it is a fact, you will say it is irrefutable that the fear of imprisonment deters many people from doing crime. Is that good paraphrasing?
What is
Just a
the meaning of
paraphrase.
the irrefutable?
Irrefutable means true, which cannot be refuted. It is true that. You can write true that. But
We can't
irrefutable,
refuse
you can
that.
learn. Okay? It is irrefutable.
Okay, ma'am.
That fear of imprisonment deters. Deters means रोकता है. डर.
Okay.
Imprisonment का डर कई लोगों को क्राइम करने से रोकता है. इसका यही मतलब है ना कि क्राइम के लिए प्रिजन एक अच्छा तरीका है, आम तरीका है. ठीक है? डर होता है ना जेल जाने का, तो लोग नहीं करते ना क्राइम. ठीक है? However, but it is believed by some. Okay, you can say however, however को ऐसे रहने दो, कोई बात नहीं, it's a good word. However, it is believed by some that education is a better way to address crime. Okay, while prisons are deter potential criminal कौन होता है?
जिसने ज्यादा क्राइम किए हो वो।
नहीं, अच्छा, आपने कनाडा पढ़ने जाना है, यू आर पोटेंशियल स्टूडेंट्स फॉर कैनेडियन कॉलेजेस. व्हाट डज पोटेंशियल मीन?
मेन.
नो,
Capable.
नहीं हो पर हो सकते हो.
Potential
अभी-
means
अभी-
capability.
Capable.
नहीं, वो पोटेंशियल का दूसरा मीनिंग है. इन मोस्ट केसेस इन द आइल्स पोटेंशियल इस मीनिंग के साथ देखो. पोटेंशियल मींस अभी नहीं है वो पर हो सकते हो. अभी वो क्रिमिनल नहीं है पर हो सकता है. ऐसे लोगों के लिए प्रिजन एक डर है. समझ गए? अब पढ़ो आप ऐसे इंट्रोडक्शन पढ़ो. It is irrefutable that the fear of imprisonment deters many people from doing crime. However, it is believed by some that education is a better way to address crime. While prisons deter potential criminals, education is definitely better in this regard. Because education से वो सोचेंगे ही नहीं crime का. मतलब डर के मारे नहीं पीछे हटेंगे क्राइम से. एजुकेशन से वो सोचेंगे ही नहीं क्राइम का. उनको पता होगा कि खराब चीज है. समझ गए? Why education is better? प्रिजन का तो डर है इसलिए पीछे हटते हैं. एजुकेशन से उनको अकल आ जाती है कि क्राइम बुरी चीज है, हमें नहीं करना है. राइट? समझ आ गया? अब आपने स्ट्रांगली एग्री करा है, ये भी समझ आ रहा है आपको, क्योंकि आपने वो दोनों चीजों के साथ एग्री करा है जो इन्होंने स्टेटमेंट में बोली है. प्रिजन कॉमन वे है, एजुकेशन बेटर है. आपने भी यही बोला ना, प्रिजन अच्छी चीज है, एजुकेशन डेफिनेटली बेटर है. तो व्हाट आर यू डूइंग? यू आर स्ट्रांगली एग्रीइंग. पर स्ट्रांगली एग्री करके भी आपने दोनों साइड की बात लिखनी है. ऐसे भी होते हैं. ओके, स्ट्रांगली एग्री करके भी आप दोनों साइड की बात लिखते हो. बेसिकली आपको वर्ड स्ट्रांगली एग्री लिखने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. आपके वाइल स्टेटमेंट से पता चल रहा है कि आप दोनों साइड जा रहे हो, और दोनों साइड ही स्टेटमेंट जा रही है, तो स्ट्रांगली एग्री वाली स्टेटमेंट है आपकी. समझ गए?
मैम दोनों साइड लिखना है तो इसमें एजुकेशन के बारे में एक पैराग्राफ बनाना है.
हाँ, एक पैराग्राफ आप क्राइम वो प्रिजन का बता दो कि प्रिजन का डर होता है लोगों को, नहीं जाते करते क्राइम. प्रिजन तो अच्छा तरीका है, और प्रिजन में पनिशमेंट लोग देखते हैं कि प्रिजन में कई लोग कितने कितने साल बिताने पड़ते हैं अगर कुछ क्राइम करते हैं, तो इसलिए प्रिजन नहीं जाना, हमें क्राइम नहीं करना. तो प्रिजन एक अच्छा तरीका है ना क्राइम रोकने का. एंड दूसरा, अगर हम एजुकेट अच्छा करेंगे लोगों को, अच्छी मॉरल वैल्यूज देंगे, अच्छे एथिकल वैल्यूज देंगे, वैसे ही क्राइम नहीं करेंगे. सो व्हाट इज बेटर? एजुकेशन. Education will stop crime in a different way, and prisons stop crime in a different way. Prisons have fear, but education teaches them this is right and this is wrong. ठीक है? तो एजुकेशन बेटर है, दोनों लिखो. ठीक है? Is that clear?
यस मैम.
आपको ना इस क्राइम एसेज में इसका एग्जाम्पल नहीं था, बट आई कैन टेक अनदर एग्जाम्पल फॉर दिस. ओके, जस्ट गिव मी वन सेकंड. I'll explain this point कि आपको both sided जाके भी कैसे strongly agree करके भी both sided जाना है. See these two essays in front of you, which I've copy pasted from some other file. Students at schools and universities learn far more. ये more word आ गया ना इसमें? from lessons with teachers than from other sources. To what extent do you agree or disagree? अब स्टेटमेंट कह रही है कि जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो टीचर्स से ज्यादा सीखते हैं इंटरनेट और टीवी से. अगर आप स्ट्रांगली एग्री करते हो तो आप क्या कह रहे हो कि वो टीचर्स से ज्यादा सीखते हैं than internet and TV. If you agree strongly, you are saying that they definitely learn better from teachers than from internet and TV. Is that clear? So आप strongly agree करके दोनों साइड के पॉइंट्स डालोगे ना. आप टीचर से क्या सीखते हैं और इंटरनेट एंड टीवी से क्या सीखते हैं, और टीचर्स के लिए ज्यादा पॉइंट्स डालोगे. आप बताना चाहते हो कि टीचर से ज्यादा सीखते हैं. Is that clear? क्लियर हो गया ना. लॉजिकली बताना, ऐसे हूं करने के लिए नहीं हूं करना. ठीक है, लॉजिकली बताना. ठीक है. I mean, I hope that who is not superficial. It's coming from deep inside. ठीक है.
Yes, ma'am, definitely. But when you are explaining this thing, we feel it too easy. But whenever we get a topic to write, our mind
So try to
has.
recognize the topic. Try to recognize this is what. See, when, and if you have any problem, any difficulty, share it in the group. We'll give a discussion to it. See what would be
Okay.
better. Okay, that is it.
Okay, ma'am.
Then this essay, see, the advantages brought by the spread of English as a global language will outweigh the disadvantages. जो advantages English की को global language के spread करने से होंगी, वो disadvantage से ज़्यादा होंगे. Do you agree or disagree? Now outweigh आ गया. Okay, will be more than आ गया. Will outweigh और या more than ये word आ गया. अब statement कह रही है कि इंग्लिश को ग्लोबल लैंग्वेज डिक्लेयर करने के फायदे भी है, नुकसान भी है, पर फायदे ज्यादा है. If you strongly agree, what are you saying? फायदे ज्यादा है. 2 पैरास में फायदे लिखो, 1 में नुकसान, और स्ट्रांगली एग्री करा आपने. बात समझ आ गई?
हाँ मैम.
अगर स्ट्रांगली डिसएग्री करोगे तो 2 पैरा में नुकसान, 1 में फायदे. फिर भी
We
तो
got it.
लिखोगे. Got it? Nicely?
Got
Yes.
it.
Yes. So this is it. Then there is a third type of agree disagree essay in which there is a categorical word like the best, the only, the most. Okay. अब ये categorical words होते हैं. When there are such words in the essay, it's very easy to disagree. But disagree with a concession easy हो जाता है. क्योंकि अगर best लिखा है, अब देखो, some people who have been in prison become good citizens later. मेरे को ये बताओ, जो लोग कुछ prison में रह चुके हैं बाद में good citizens बन जाते हैं, ये fact है कि कोई कुछ कह रहा है?
No, I don't think so.
What you don't think? I'm
That,
asking you whether it is a fact or somebody saying.
Somebody saying.
No,
It's a fact. Huh?
it's a
Some
fact.
people have been in prison and have become good citizens later.
Yes, it is a fact. It's a fact. Now comes the point with which you have to agree or disagree. Some people think that they are the best people to talk to school children about the danger of committing a crime. Do you agree or disagree? अब को कहते हैं कि जो लोग prison में रह आए हैं, बाहर निकलते हैं तो बड़े सुधर के निकलते हैं. They are very good citizens. And इसलिए some people hold the view that if they are called in the schools to talk to the children, school students, tell them the first-hand experience, how life of prison is very bad, and then the children will listen to them and they will not do crime. They are the best people to teach children not to do crime. Now you can say,
I don't think so.
yeah, that is it. You will say they can tell children about crime and children will
Yes.
definitely listen to
In
them.
fact,
But they are
will
not
tell
the best.
stories.
Okay, they are not the best. Okay, now you can strongly disagree and what you are saying. Okay, you can go that way. You can strongly disagree कि इनको तो बुलाना ही नहीं चाहिए स्कूलों में. ये तो उल्टा बहुत ही वो गलत हो जाएगा. और आप बोलो कि
Yes, ma'am.
बेस्ट का ये तो अच्छे ही नहीं है स्कूल चिल्ड्रन. तो आपने स्ट्रांगली डिसएग्री करा. बट आप अगर टू साइडेड जाना चाहते हो तो ऐसे कैटेगोरिकल वर्ड्स के लिए टू साइडेड जाना बहुत इजी होता है. इसमें आप क्या कह सकते हो कि दीज पीपल आर गुड to talk to students, but they are not the best. तो आपने डिसएग्री करा है, उन्होंने बोला है अच्छे हैं पर बेस्ट नहीं है. मत समझ आ गई बात? अच्छे तो हैं, बच्चे इनकी बात सुनेंगे बिकॉज ये फर्स्ट हैंड एक्सपीरियंस दे रहे हैं, अपनी अपनी यातनाएं, अपनी जो what they have suffered in the prisons, they are come out and tell the children don't ever do crime because in prisons you really have to live a hell life. Okay, and children will then refrain from doing crime. So they are good people to tell children not to do crime, but they are not the best kaun hai? You can ask senior police officers, teachers, parents. They are better than these people to tell children about crime. So they are not the best. Other people are better. Got it? They are good, but other people are better. So you have disagreed with a concession. Strong disagree would be कि ये good भी नहीं है. Best तो छोड़ो. They are not even good. इनको तो बुलाना ही नहीं चाहिए स्कूलों में. Okay? That would be strongly disagree. Got it? अब ये देखो, crime is a problem all over the world and there is nothing that can be done to prevent it. अब आप इससे disagree करना easy, आप कह सकते हो ना, a lot can be done to prevent it.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, when we are disagreeing with the concession, and how we will write their paras. In first para we will disagree, and in the last para we will agree.
I would suggest better approach is whatever concession you are giving should come in the first paragraph and then 2 paragraphs of your main points and then conclude.
Ma'am, like in this one, in the first question, some people have been in prison, become
So
more.
then you can say, admittedly, those who are in prison can come out and tell children about the dangers and the risks of, being in prison and the hard life they lead. So they are good to talk to children. Admittedly, karke ye para shuru karo. However, I disagree that they are the best. I believe parents and teachers are better, and even some senior police officers can be called to tell children about the dangers of committing crime. They are better than them.
Okay, ma'am.
समझ आ गया ना अच्छे से?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, but in body paragraph.
बॉडी पैराग्राफ ही तो बताया अभी आपको. पहला बॉडी पैराग्राफ एडमिटेडली करके बना दो कंसेशन वाला कि अच्छे हैं ये लोग, दे आर गुड टू टॉक टू स्टूडेंट्स, नॉट टू डू क्राइम, बट दे आर नॉट. अगला पैरा शुरू करो, हाउएवर दे आर नॉट द बेस्ट, देयर आर अदर पीपल हु आर बेटर. Okay,
only 2 are enough, right?
You can make a third paragraph of the better people.
Okay, ma'am.
You can make parents, teachers in one and senior police officers in the third body paragraph who are better. You can make it in one para, that is perfectly okay. It is a 4 para essay. You can give 2 paragraphs of your strong side, and that is also a good approach.
Ma'am, can we
मैम अगर थर्ड पैराग्राफ बना रहे तो उसमें ऑन द अदर हैंड लिख सकते हैं स्टार्टिंग में?
बिल्कुल भी नहीं. अगर आप थर्ड पैरे सेकंड पैरे वाली बात कंटिन्यू कर रहे हो ना थर्ड में,
हाँ,
तो फिर ऑन द अदर हैंड लिख के तो पैरों में कुल्हाड़ी मारोगे. फिर लिखोगे फर्दर मोर या मोर ओवर. ओके. हाँ. However,
ma'am, is there any problem if we are going the more paragraph or with the only 2 paragraph?
No problem at all. You can make a 4 para essay or a 5 para essay. Equally band fetching.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, can we include the examples like we had somebody came to our school and
Yes,
had talk with this. We can include these things in the examples.
Ma'am, is actually I have a doubt. Actually, if we are going to share our ideas or our experiences, it will be better, or there should be an international examples of this thing.
International example you can give, but in an agree disagree, they write very clearly, give examples from your knowledge or experience. Now, knowledge, I can understand what you've read in the newspaper or watched on the TV, but experience, personal examples, they do very well. Okay. You can give.
Okay, ma'am.
You can give. Okay. So here, crime is a problem all over the world and there's nothing that can be done. You can disagree and say a lot can be done.
Definitely disagree.
Wherever there is a categorical statement, disagreeing is very easy. Okay. Then there is an agree disagree essay statement which has 2 parts. And you want to agree with one and disagree with the other. Okay. Now look at this. The proper function of prisons is to punish criminals, and life in prisons should be hard. Do you agree or disagree? It is a 2-part statement. There are two things. Now, what I wanted to do in this essay was, I wanted to say that life in prisons should be hard. I want to agree with this. Yes, it should be hard because it should not be a bed of roses inside the prison. Prison के अंदर ये नहीं कि आपके लिए गद्दे लगे हुए हैं, आप टीवी लगा हुआ है, आपके लिए ऐशो आराम है, एसी लगा हुआ है. ऐसी prisons नहीं होनी चाहिए. Prison means prison. Life in prison should be hard. That's a punishment. But proper function is to punish. इसके साथ मैं I don't want to agree. One function is to punish, but the proper function of prison is to reform those criminals so that tomorrow they can be better citizens. वो proper function है. Punish करना और reform करना. सिर्फ punish करना is not the proper function. You get my point? So I don't want to agree with the first half. I want to agree properly, completely with the second half. So in that, I will break it up into two and I will agree with the second half and not agree with the first half. Got it? I will say in my essay, again a while statement. While I agree that life in prisons should be very difficult, I disagree that a proper function of prisons is to punish criminals. I believe, next statement, I believe proper function is to reform the criminals and to rehabilitate them. That is the proper function. Reform and rehabilitate. What is reform? Make them better. And rehabilitate, to give them something to do so that they can stand on their feet, they can earn for themselves, and they do not need to do crime again. That is the proper function, I would say. Is that clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Can you please repeat the intro?
Intro, yes. So here you can say the given statement, you can say it is believed by some that the proper function of prisons is to give punishment to criminals, okay, those who commit crime, and that the life of prisons should be difficult. I've just changed a couple of words. That is enough, okay? Don't need to change more than that. While I agree that life in prisons should be difficult, comma, I disagree that the proper function of prisons is only to punish criminals, full stop. I believe the proper function of prisons is to reform and rehabilitate the criminals. This is a 7-band plus intro. Is it clear?
Okay, ma'am.
All right. Now, this is the last type of agree-disagree essay in which there is a word banned. Banned word is there. Okay, like just see this. I did not get any word of banned in the crime essay, so I've kept these two essays as examples here. Research shows that overeating is as harmful to people's health as smoking. Therefore, the advertisements of certain food products should be banned. अब ये कह रहे हैं कि जैसे smoking harmful है, overeating भी harmful है. इसलिए जैसे स्मोकिंग की सिगरेट की एडवर्टीजमेंट बैंड है ना, वैसे ही इसकी एडवर्टीजमेंट भी बैन होनी चाहिए फूड प्रोडक्ट्स की. तो आपको बैंड से डिसएग्री करना है. बैनिंग इज नॉट द राइट वर्ड. यू कैन से दैट इट इज ट्रू दैट ओवर ईटिंग इज वेरी हार्मफुल and just as smoking is harmful, but banning food products, just like ban on cigarettes, is not the right thing. Disagree with that. Okay, and then you will say, अब स्मोकिंग की बैन क्यों जस्टिफाइड है और ओवर ईटिंग का? अगर मैं ज्यादा खाती हूँ तो आप मोटे हो सकते हो?
No.
मैं स्मोकिंग करती हूँ तो आपको नुकसान हो सकता है? आप मेरे साथ बैठे हो?
नो मैम.
नहीं.
नो मैम.
अगर मैं ज्यादा खाऊं तो मेरे साथ बैठे वाला मोटा होगा कि मैं होंगी?
खाने वाले.
तो खाएगा वो.
और जो मैं स्मोकिंग करूं तो साथ बैठे वाले को नुकसान होएगा कि मुझे होएगा?
Yes.
साथ
Passive
बैठ
smoker.
साथ बैठने वाले को ज्यादा नुकसान है ना. तो फिर
Yes.
Yes.
स्मोकिंग का बैन जस्टिफाइड है, ओवर ईटिंग का
Yes.
बैन जस्टिफाइड नहीं है ना फूड
Yes.
प्रोडक्ट. तो आपका रीजन है डिसएग्री करने के. ठीक है?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Ma'am,
Okay,
so here will be, it is also same na, like that research shows that overeating is
you will
harmful
say
for
while
people's health.
overeating is harmful, I disagree with the ban on food products. I believe there are other ways to motivate people to eat less. ठीक है?
Okay, ma'am.
हाँ, ये कर सकते हो ना? फिर वो
Yes,
other
ma'am. Ma'am, then in first BP it will be disagree and in 2 BP it will be agree.
हाँ, फिर आपने वही बात कह दी जो मैंने क्लास के शुरू में कही थी, नहीं करनी। मैंने when I started
Yeah.
class, I said one para of agree and one para of disagree. You cannot do. Okay?
Both
What-
should be 1-1.
No, what will you write is that while ban on smoking is justified, the ban on food products is not justified. Then you will make one paragraph on why ban on smoking is justified, and one or two paragraphs on why ban on food products is not justified, why other solutions to motivate people to eat less are better. Instead of banning, those should be taken. That will be your one para. Got it? It will not be agree and disagree. You are
Okay.
you are giving a concession. Don't use the word ek pare mein agree, ek mein disagree. You cannot do that. That is how I
Okay, ma'am.
began my class today. I said this is what you cannot do. You cannot agree and disagree with the same thing.
Yes, ma'am. So it will be like mediocre in both.
It will be giving a concession, not using the word agree and disagree. Ek para hai, while I agree, dusra while I disagree. You cannot use those words. You will not get a good band score. If you are happy with 5.5 or 6, do that. Okay. Otherwise, listen to this class once again from the beginning. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Listen to it once again from the beginning. Okay. You'll understand what I say. Okay. So now what we have done today, these are the types of essays we began. We have done all the types of essays I've told you in a nutshell. Then we've done opinion essay. We began with that, and we have touched the agree, disagree, and the 5 types of agree, disagree essay. Further 5 types. Now we have done 5 types. Now what is left is for tomorrow is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
4.
So tomorrow we'll touch these 5 types, and the whole class on handling all types of essays will be done. All right.
Okay.
So be in my class tomorrow. For today, it's more than enough to assimilate for you. Go through this class again. If you have any doubts, still you may ask me tomorrow. Okay. Go
Okay, ma'am.
through,
Excuse me, ma'am.
watch the video. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
This has been very scientifically explained here. All right. Chalo.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. Bye. Did I record the class?
Thank you, ma'am.
From where